Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TAD Talk. Today is Thursday. I have no idea what date it is. I think it's April the 23rd, 2020. And I think this is episode 22 of TAD Talk. And today's going to be amazing. We've got three incredibly animated guests joining us on the show. First of all, someone I've known for quite some time, really energetic person. Please welcome to the show, Nadia Coma. Nadia Coma. Nadia. Hi.
Thank you. I got to say, I've been interviewed by Walter Cronkite, Barbara Walters, and now you, Jerry. It's a pleasure.
Good having you here. Also joining us from across the water, down near London here, a gentleman it's the first time I've had the pleasure of meeting him. Please welcome to the show, Arthur Lager.
Hello, Terry. Nice to be part of the show. Good to see you. But Nadia's quite hot, isn't she? I
don't know what you think. Yeah, I think I agree. Most definitely. Good having
It's
you.
like speed dating this, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
A bit slow, though.
Now, our final guest, and this again is a gentleman I've never had the pleasure of meeting, but a very, very funny man. Please put your hands together for Alonzo Jackson.
Yo, what's up? How you doing? Man, here with an old white woman and an old white man. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. Actually, two old white men. Sorry, I didn't mean to not exclude you, Terry. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's good having you on the show. I don't know if any of the three of you have had the chance to watch any of our shows, but we've got a certain format we follow, and I'm very excited that the three of you are here today to help us out. We're going to start the show with three quick-fire questions, and we're going to start with Nadia. So, Nadia, here we go. Important question for you. Nadia, how many friends do you have on Facebook, and how many of them actually mean something to you?
I was told I'd be getting a gift bag.
Say that again?
I was told I was going to get a gift bag for this gig.
That comes at the end. At the end.
Okay, so the question is, how many friends on Facebook?
Yes.
I have 4. My hairdresser, my tailor, my gynecologist, and my second husband.
And how many of them actually mean something to you, Nadia?
0.
0. I love it. Moving on down to Arthur. Arthur, it's the same question for you. How many Facebook friends do you have, and how many of them actually mean something to you?
Well, I'm not in a goodie bag, and I'm going to get a goodie bag. A colostomy bag would do. Facebook friends, I'll tell you. Facebook friends, I only got my ex-wives on Facebook, so 17. And only one of them, means something to me because she's still got the old house, and I'm trying to get that back. So, yeah.
I can understand. 17 friends, one of them means something. Alonzo, same question for you, Alonzo. How many Facebook friends?
I got so many friends on Facebook. I got over 1,500 friends, and they all mean something, but the ones that are going to give me a job after this, kung flu are the ones that mean the most to me. So I like the folks that enjoy my show. I don't like the ones that come up and say, here's what you should do, So they all mean something. And they mean nothing. And you know who I'm talking about.
Hey, here's what you should do.
We have lots of viewers tuning in. They've got questions for you. I'm going to ask you quite a few of these as we go along, but Beth Shasma has a question for Nadia, and she says, was Nadia ever on the Golden Girls?
No, I have made a few television appearances due to my athletic celebrity. I did do the ruins of Pompeii. I played the ruins. And actually, from the producers of Iron Chef, I will now be the new host of Iron Lung, which is on the Red Cross channel.
Very nice, very nice. We're going to move to Arthur for our second question, Arthur. Now, this is a very time-specific question because we've all been stuck in quarantine for at least 3 or 4 weeks here. I want to ask you, Arthur, what is the most uncomfortable part of quarantine for you?
Oh, just quickly, I was on Golden Girls. You didn't ask me that. I was on 2 of them. Yeah.
You was on Golden Girls?
2 of them, yeah, for a while. Quarantine, I'll tell you the worst thing about being in quarantine is that the ventriloquist that I know, he has to he's living with me, see? I used to line about in the trunk on my own. I've got him, his wife, his 2 kids. I got to live with humans. I can't stand it. It's driving me crazy.
Bad news, is it? Not good?
No, not good.
Not good.
No,
not good.
No, not living with humans. Not getting on.
Alonzo, what about you?
Well, I got to say the worst thing about quarantine is we keep hearing socially distance, and still this skinny white boy is sitting next to me just off camera. I mean, barely 18 inches away from me. That is not socially distanced. Now, I do notice he's wearing a surgical mask. And I think that kind of makes his whole ventriloquism thing a lot easier.
Love it. Nadia, same question for you. This has got to be tough. What's the most uncomfortable part of quarantine for you?
Probably self-waxing. But, the thing about being quarantined is you're supposed to exercise more. It's good for your health, good for the endorphins. But I got to tell you, there's only so much you can do, right? I mean, you don't have a lot of space. And I have my own personal gym, but what am I going to do? Jumping jacks? I hate jumping jacks. It makes the ice jump out of my Manhattan.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, we're going to go to Alonzo for our third quick fire, maybe not so quick fire question. Alonzo,
Yes.
What are your pet peeves, or do you have one real pet peeve?
Well, my pet peeve is during this quarantine, my ventriloquist partner, just because he loves to perform, he's been taking me to the Kroger, to the grocery store, and, sitting in the child's seat just so he can get a few laughs. I do not like being exploited that way. Sometimes he puts me in the passenger seat of the car so he can get into HOV lane. I do not like being exploited that way. I want to know when I'm looking at me and I'm on the big train, or am I just seeing you on the train? Am I doing it wrong? I see Nadia on the train. I see the old dude on the train. I just see me and the little chicklet at the top.
I don't know. You should see all of us. We can see all of you, and you're all looking very good.
Well, thank you. Well, black don't crack.
Oh, but wood does.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Hey, Nadia, what's your pet peeve?
My most recent pet peeve are people that are trying to have quarantine babies.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're just getting rid of a layer of people. What are they doing? Read a book.
Interesting. Yeah. Arthur, what's your pet peeve, Arthur?
Pet peeve is the guy that I work with closely. He doesn't wear gloves and he doesn't sanitize his hands. And it annoys me, right? Because every time he tries to do my voice, he now calls it vocal distancing. It's so annoying. He's trying to be topical. You know what I mean? Topical jokes. Can't stand them. I like the old-fashioned stuff. Stuff that you like, Terry.
Exactly. We've got all kinds of people throwing in. Do we allow smoking on this show, by the way? I can't remember if that was.
I don't know. Is that what he's doing down there?
I know that we. Hold on a second. Hearing from our producer. Oh, I believe we actually have a sponsor for today's show. Please listen to our sponsor.
For over 9 decades, you cheered for her in victory as well as in defeat. But now the Olympics no longer take her calls. Every sports media outlet has snubbed her. Ageism, chauvinism, and more than occasional incontinence. Rise up for America's sweetheart. Sorry, nature calls. and send her to the Olympics. Nadia Coma, still number 1. Actually, it's number 2.
Well, thank you for that, Nadia.
Well, we're supposed to go to the Olympics, and it's been temporarily postponed, so, hoping to go back.
Yeah, now we are actually going to go over to Nadia and talk about your career a little bit. It's been a very long and wide and varied career, Nadia. But I do, just before we go back in time, I'd love for you to get your comment on the fact that they've cancelled the Olympics this year and just moved them to next year. How does that impact you?
Well, I do the mainstream. I'm one of the only athletes that does the mainstream Olympics and the senior Olympics. The senior Olympics are a bigger problem because, as you know, the older generation is a little more susceptible to what's going on. And we just had a Zoom meeting for all of the participants, and there's only about 13 of us left, so it's going to be a very easy win for me.
Absolutely. Do you know which events you're going to be participating in next year?
Yes, I'll be doing a stand up in the tub without falling competition. And also swallowing 50 pills in 50 seconds.
Nice. Very nice. I think Arthur's with you on that one. Nadia, you've had a long career, a very long career, and it really is our honor to have you on the show today. And I'd love you to try, in 3 or 4 minutes, try to encapsulate your career for us. Tell us how you got to be the person and the celebrity you are today.
Well, I'll tell you, Perry. Like most athletes, I started when I was a kid, and I didn't really get as much fame until much later. I did Dick Clark's $24,000 pyramid. I did General Hospital, and then I decided, hey, I can still keep working. I can still keep exercising, and kind of be a beacon of hope, And that turned into a lot of consulting for other athletes and celebrities. A little bit of scandal here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. I had a threesome with Bruce and Caitlyn Jenner, and that was scandalous. Scandalous. And I've been very fortunate. What can I say? My next stop is Dancing with the Stars, I guess.
Wow. And are you personal friends with Caitlyn Jenner?
Personally, you know how it is in show business. You know people, you see people for the moment, for the event, and then you're not really in touch until you see them again.
Absolutely. I have a question for you. It's a little personal, I say, or maybe a couple of questions, but one of them is your eyeshadow is stunning. It's beautiful. What can you tell us about that? Is it a particular brand of eyeshadow you use?
Actually, I'm not wearing eyeshadow. I should have left your own jokes. This is actually from I went hiking and I got a little Lyme disease. But I will say I moved to the Fort Lauderdale area, and I seem to fit right in.
I think you did. And just one last question. I'm actually going to ask this of all the of all the guests today, because it's something we like to ask, especially in these days of quarantine. But how's your sex life? I mean, just kind of generally, the last month, the last year. How's your sex life been, Nadia?
Don't you remember? Well, listen. I think the store isn't closed yet, if you know what I mean. Although my son doesn't like to hear about it, Jerry. And, he's an adult now. You think he'd support me a little. By the way, I'm very proud of my son. He made this outfit, and he's very talented. And I'd like him to settle down, though. He and his roommate, Robert, are just playing the field. I hope they, just settle down, but find a nice girl. But, it's hard to find someone. I can't really date older men. I mean, they have liver and onion spots. It's disgusting. And when there's a nurse in the room, it's again another threesome. But I wouldn't mind a sugar daddy. I think that would be nice. I mean, I do okay eventually, but younger men want to date me, and they're like, "Oh, age is just a number." I'm like, "Finish your peas and go to your room." But I thought this one boy was very well endowed. It was in his umbilical cord. But I am open to a little social distancing, and I'm certainly open to meeting someone new.
Interesting. Hey, if you haven't seen if you haven't seen Nadia in action, check out this video.
Do or do not. There is no try. I'm exhausted.
That's amazing.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm getting nauseous. Oh my God. What's the thing when you get nauseous? What's the motion?
Dramamine.
I need Dramamine. Oh, I feel like I'm at the gynecologist. 7.
Let's go. 8. There we go. Come on. 9. Come on. 10. Two more. 11. Last one.
911.
I'm gonna go upstairs. You're gonna follow me. We're gonna do leg day today, okay?
Oh, great leg day upstairs. It's a lot of stairs. Okay, yeah. Good leg day. See you Thursday.
Deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're gonna lean forward, past your toes, way forward, nice and relaxed.
I think I can see the whole camel.
That's great. Feel that?
No.
Okay. How about there?
No.
Okay. You feel that?
No.
All right, do you feel that?
No.
Okay. You feel that?
No.
You feel that?
No.
Come on, do you feel that?
No.
Good. Do you feel that?
No.
Do you feel that?
No.
Okay. How are we feeling that?
No. Hey, look at your boob.
Do you feel that?
No.
Okay. Do you feel that?
No.
All right. Do you feel that?
No.
What about that?
Uh-uh.
Okay, breathe in. Exhale. Do you feel that?
No.
Okay. Do you feel that?
No.
A little deeper. Do you feel that?
You got a nice chest.
Thank you.
It's a little bigger than mine.
You're not
Go to the
doing
shower.
too bad.
Can't get my foot off. Showers!
Wow, Nadia, that's very impressive. I've got to admit, I'm looking at some of this footage, and your boobs look pretty spectacular in that outfit.
Yeah, they're fake. They're saline, so they can look real and clean my contacts at the same time.
That's not a joke.
You know, it's interesting.
It was an homage. I was playing an homage to you.
Oh,
My wife just came on and she's got a question for you, Nadia. She said, what is the most uncomfortable thing about being a puppet?
Well, I wouldn't know.
No idea. I think maybe you have some friends. I have no idea. And she has no idea. She's no idea what you're talking about.
You mean emotionally or and you're the wife of CEO? What is it like? Who's the puppet?
I think she may have been referring to me. Maybe she was asking me the question, being my wife's puppet. That could be it. It's highly likely. Arthur Lager, how are you, mate?
Oh, Terry, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I heard what you're saying about Nadia. She's saying she used to do consulting. Oh,
Hello.
wait a minute. Oh, no, sorry, insulting. Sorry. Yeah. How's it going, Terry?
I'm doing great, and obviously we're apparently from the same part of the world originally.
Yeah, the UK.
The UK. So anybody I talk to from the UK, the first question is always, "Who's your football team?"
I don't have a football team. I'm not into sports, you see, because, the ventriloquist used to use my head as a football, and I just got headaches, and it's the same shape. See, and yeah, that's probably how Nadia got those eyes, eh? Yeah, I like that Nadia. She's hot. You know, you asked about the sex life, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
in quarantine, hands-on, completely hands-on, because me and the wife, I've been married 60 years, yeah? She's in a home, yeah? So I don't see her, so my sex life has doubled since quarantine. Yeah, I'm on the own. Yeah, so that Nadia, I wouldn't mind if she don't mind turning around a bit so I can have a little look. Can you turn around, Nadia?
Screw you, you old bag!
I love her. She's playing hard to get. That's the kind of lady I like. Yeah. Sorry, Terry. Carry on.
That's all right, mate. You've obviously had another very wide and varied career that goes way, way back. How old are you at the moment, Arthur?
I'm older than my ventriloquist. That's weird, isn't it? I'm going to keep working till he gets to my age and we look like twins. I'm 82, Terry. 82 years old.
82. Well, you're looking great, mate. Really, really good.
Yeah, I'm born in 1937, and my mate Steve, right, he wrote a show all about me. So it's about 1937 up until 2020. We opened it, right? We opened it in March, and it closed the next night. We got a lockdown, didn't we? Typical.
It's not good. It's not good. Well, tell us about
The show was good. The show went well.
Tell us about your career. I mean, I know it goes back many, many years. So what were the early days like?
The early days, I started out in the 20s in Liverpool. You know, I used to hang out with the Beatles. They weren't called that. They were called the Corey then back then. I used to hang out with John and Paul. And I'm surprised I could say Paul. Should have said Ringo. Would have been easier for you, wouldn't it? Hey, think about it. You're a ventriloquist. Yeah, so, yeah, I've been going for years. And then I used to hang out with the comedians, you know. Used to do a lot of, you what? Nadia, what? Yeah, used to do a lot of stand-up comedy clubs in the 70s.
Okay. Nice. Did you work with many celebrities back then?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I used to stalk Nadia. I went to New York once, and she don't know this, but I watched her once through a window. It was she was shopping, see? Oh, I didn't tell you. Right, Terry, I used to work in Harrods in London.
Okay.
You know, when I was 20. And I used to work in the windows, you see. And in the windows, not a window cleaner, I was a mannequin. And I'm going to tell you what I used to do on the Monday and the Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
You ready?
That's it. Nothing else.
That was Monday. This is Tuesday. Wednesday.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Thursday. It's not even in quarantine. Nothing happens. That's the end of that. Carry on.
You have some. I bet you've seen some things being a mannequin, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, in the windows. When the shop closes, it's like Toy Story. All the mannequins come to life, see? I love it. And they're always naked, aren't they? I like them ones. Yeah, I like to see that Nadia naked, eh? And actually, you see where the hand goes. I like that Nadia, that she don't like me. I got a little feeling. And a little right, because she's only got 4 fingers.
Let me tell you something. If there wasn't social distancing, I'd put a pillow over your face.
Hey, Nadia, how old are you?
How that's any of your business.
Well, I'm trying to do some matchmaking here. We've got an 82-year-old.
How many pillows has she got?
No, I'm good. I'm in my 90s. I'm in my early 90s, 92.
Oh, wow. Make me a toy boy, that would. Yeah.
There
She
you
got
go.
a bit of an attitude, didn't she, eh? I like that.
Hey, so Arthur, I know that you do many of your shows traveling around the world on the cruise ships. And of course,
What are those? Cruise ships? I don't recall.
so they're not sailing right now, but when they come back, how do you see some of the changes that we're going to see on the ships? What are some of the changes that you think are going to impact you directly?
Well, I think the audiences are going to get a lot more leg room, isn't they? They're going to, there's no one sat in front, next to them or behind them, yeah? So a lot more space. And they're not going to nudge you at the buffet, are they? No, the audiences And how is it going to change? Well, usually there are people sat there watching the show, isn't there? And you think, oh, hang on, that's quite sporadic, isn't it? No one sits at the front because they don't want either tick on them. But it's going to be a little bit like that they're going to be sat at a distance. I don't know. It's going to be crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. What about those meet and greets after the show? I mean, I'm sure people have to come up and...
Not anymore.
Nah, I'm a vegetarian. I don't do meet and greets. I just do greets. I'm vegetarian.
Hey, if you haven't seen Arthur Lager on stage, you have to check this out. Watch this.
Okay, ask her name. What do you call Totty? For like a lady these days, men try to woo the ladies. Okay. Woo! Ladies like to be wooed. I want to be really wooed. Ask that lady out. Oh, you, get out. Very impressive. Don't do that. Okay, what are them 3 romantic words that ladies love to hear? Are they real? Hey, so you start singing, and then they'll join in. How do you know that? How do I know? Trust me. Trust you. You're 42, you play your dolls, and you talk to yourself. It's a known fact that when you're on a stage as beautiful as this, the audience will do almost anything you tell them. Okay, Audrey, get your kit off. I said almost. Okay, leave your shoes on.
Oh, that's pretty impressive, that Arthur. That's great.
Thank you. I've had a lot of work done on the face since then. You know, we're celebrities and divas, aren't we? Had a lot of work done on the nose since then.
Well, somebody did comment that there's a lot of Botox going around on a few of these faces. I don't know.
No Botox here. No.
Nasal distancing.
Yeah, I have Joan Rivers' third face.
He wants it back.
Well, thank you, Arthur. We're going to have a chat with Alonzo. Alonzo, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm having such a good day, you know. I get a call 45 minutes ago. I was doing my suspension, and suddenly, hey, you want to be on a talk with a TED Talk? I'm like, yeah, hadn't done a show in a month, please. And then I had to have my ventriloquist put some clothes on, and I find out he's not even on camera, so except for his arm. So, you know, it don't matter. You could have been naked, man. I was ready. I'm always camera ready.
So where are you from, Alonzo?
A tree. Oh, yeah. I'm made of basswood. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm an Atlanta, Georgia native.
Is that right? All right. Well, look, I know very little about your career. I know you've got a wide and varied one. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got to be where you are today?
Well, my ventriloquist started working with me when he was 10 years old because his parents had an examined for multiple personality disorder. And, you know, it found out, well, let's make a living with this. So then he's working his way through college, University of Georgia, working in journalism, making up the news. In fact, he's the one who invented fake news. Then he got another degree in dental hygiene. It's true. He used to work for a dentist cleaning teeth.
Wow.
And one day, the dentist said, you're spending too much time looking these little shows, and you ain't a good ventriloquist. You need to get with it. And that day, thank you, God, the phone rang, and it was Carnival Cruise Lines, 1978, offering me a gig, and I had to take the ventriloquist along. And well, I told the dentist he could take the mouth mirror and the little explorer and shove it in his, not his oral cavity. And next thing you know, I was on the Carnival in show business, selling bingo cards, and but that money's all been spent. And that was 42 years ago, and I never had an idea that I would be locked down due to some kind of beer virus, the coronavirus or the Bud Light virus or whatever it is. But, you got to do the right things. So, yeah, my partner used to be a registered dental hygienist, and if things don't get better, he might be cleaning teeth. Anybody need their teeth cleaned? You, Nadia?
I'll send mine to you.
Oh, great. Okay. How about you, Arthur?
Yeah, only the top layer. That's all I got left.
Yeah, I talked to you on the phone, Arthur, when I did a show in Liverpool back in November at the Empire Theatre. Remember that? I used to have a career.
How did it go? Nice, eh? Nice. How did it go, Alonzo?
Oh, great. Got a standing ovation and got to check. So there you go.
Get the check, fly home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Alonzo, how did you like Liverpool?
I love Liverpool. Some of the jokes that I used to do or ordinarily do about American politics, I turned them into jokes about football. For example, I said, Liverpool fans do not want their sons to marry Everton fans. And Everton fans don't want their sons to marry Liverpool fans. And no one wants their sons to marry Manchester United fans. Thank you.
It's true.
I made a bit laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely appreciate that. You know, Alonzo, I also read somewhere that I believe your partner got married on stage. I think I read somewhere. Is that right?
He did. He got married in 1988. He's been married to the love of his life for 32 years, got married on stage at a magician's convention in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, March 19th, 1988. He was performing at the convention. He had been going with this lovely girl who not only was lovely, but had a house, which comes in handy now. And he fell in love, and I was his best man. And he also got a standing ovation. Now, I've heard of some hack ways to get a standing ovation, but getting married on stage to get a standing ovation takes the cake.
Yes, it certainly does. Hey, if you have never seen Alonzo Jackson perform, just check out this video we're going to cut to right now.
Thank you. And God bless you. And thank you for coming out, except for those of you who actually came out. Thank you. Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you believe? Do we believe what, Astro? The Astros are in first place.
My name is Selma Rose, and I am an alcoholic.
That's a different group.
I don't think so.
My name Jose Diego. Jose the Eagle. Gringo, read my dick. Jose Diego. Oh, Diego, see. You're a bald eagle. I'm not bald. No, I'm just too tall for my hair. I sing. You sing? See. I was in a singing group. What group? The Eagles.
I had this jacket and this vest made in Hong Kong.
Oh, great. Somewhere in Hong Kong, there's a 1971 Buick Skylark with no seat covers.
You've been a wonderful audience this morning and this evening. I appreciate the fact that you were laughing and laughing with us and that you were able to laugh at yourself. And I mean this with all honesty. If Diego or Zelda Rose or Wingtip said anything that offended you, you need to no.
That's hilarious. Now, it looks like we had some of your friends on there, Alonzo.
Yeah, I don't think I made the cut. What's up with that?
I think we were looking at your friends. I think we were focused on your friends there. But it was great to see them in action. Hey, guys and ladies, we're going to turn to a part of our show that we call Where in the World is Terry?
Where in the world is Terry? Where in the world is Terry?
All right, so what we do, we change my virtual background. So if you take a look at my background, we can flick it anywhere. Right now I'm in the coffee shop, and then I could go, boom, there I am in Liverpool, just for you, Alonzo.
Thank you.
Background. And just for me, I'm now at Manchester United's ground. But we are now going to change the backdrop, and I'm going to put myself on a TV set somewhere. I want you to tell me which TV set I'm on, and I'm going to start with Alonzo. So, Alonzo, all you got to do is check my background and let me know where I am right now.
You are in. Wow, you're in a lounge on a cruise ship.
It sure looks like that, doesn't it? But I'm actually on a TV set. Anybody?
Oh, you're in Cheers.
Close.
Friends.
I think, say that again, Nadia.
Is it Friends?
It is Friends. I'm on the set of Friends.
Although in quarantine, it's Friend.
Yes, it is. All right. We are moving over to Arthur Lager.
Yeah, I like games. I like quizzes. Yeah.
All right. Well, this might be a bit tricky. I'm not sure, but we're going to try it. Arthur, where in the world am I?
Is that Coronation Street?
It is.
Is it?
It is.
Yay! I don't even watch it. How did I know? There's a Costa Coffee there, is there?
There is a Costa Coffee right in there.
I prefer Starbucks.
You don't like?
I could say that.
You don't like Costa?
No, it costs a lot.
Yes, it does.
Sorry, he done it. He made me do it.
We are going to Nadia. Nadia, you may have actually appeared on this show. I'm not sure. But please take a look at this TV set and tell me, where am I?
That looks like David Letterman, yeah?
Yes, it is. It's the David Letterman show. How about this one?
The Ellen Show?
Correct.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty good, aren't you? All three of you.
Yeah, I can't
There's nowhere else to go. We have to watch telly, don't we? No choice.
By the way, Terry, if you don't know where you are, there's a pill for that.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got it, right? So we move on to the show. I ask a question of every guest on TAD Talk, and that is, the question is, all three of you, you've got the next 60 minutes, and you can spend the next 60 minutes with any two people, dead or alive, in any one place on Earth. Who would you like to spend the next hour with? Two people. And where would you like to spend it? And I'm going to start with Nadia.
Well, like two people?
Two people, dead or alive, anywhere in the world.
Oh, that are alive. Oh.
Okay.
No, that are or not alive? What did you say?
Either one, dead or alive.
My second husband.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd like to visit with him in jail. That's where he ended up. I think I'd like to meet maybe the Dalai Lama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any reason?
Wait, and where? At a Chick-fil-A.
The Dalai Lama at the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
With your second husband.
Well, yeah, sure. You know the help I can get.
That just might be the best answer we've ever had to that question. Arthur, what about you? You're going to spend the next 60 minutes with two people, dead or alive, anywhere in the world. Who would it be and where?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to talk about Stephen Hawking. It'd be interesting, wouldn't he? Stephen Hawking, I'll ask him what the hell's going on. He didn't tell us about this, did he? Hey? So Stephen Hawking, no, not you, Hawking, not Hewlett. And the other one would be Dr. Ruth. Do you remember Dr. Ruth?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I've heard that she's got nice, warm hands. So I'd love to sit on her knee for a bit and see how that goes. Seeing as Nadia's blown me off. No, not like that, turned me down. Dr. Ruth, I'd love to get to know her a bit. She's still alive.
I don't know. I'm not sure if she is or not. Is she, Nadia?
Yeah, she's alive, and there's a new documentary about her on Netflix, actually.
Oh, great. Oh, good. I'll like to have a look at that. Otherwise, she'd have cold hands, wouldn't she? Yeah, she's still with us. Dr. Ruth, not changing the answer. I'll go with that.
Brilliant.
Is she here? Is she? Ruth? No, there's no one here.
Alonzo, what about you? You've got 60 minutes with two people, dead or alive, anywhere in the world. Who would it be and where?
Well, let's see. Netflix. I heard you mention Netflix. Man, I am out Netflixing myself. Two I wouldn't want to spend time with are that Tiger King and Carol Baskin. Man, white trash personified. So, but in all honesty, dead or alive, the two people I would want to spend an hour with and where. One, Johnny Carson. Okay, he's not with us, but, he can. Johnny Carson. on the set of The Tonight Show as it used to be, and Mark's wife, my partner's wife, Cindy, because she would be the voice of the reason. So spending an hour on the set of The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, who was the master of all entertainment, and Mark's partner in life, Cindy, that would be heaven.
Brilliant. And what was that, Nadia? Do you want to say something, Nadia?
Yeah, I think it's ironic that all the ventriloquists, while doing the technique, sound like Johnny Carson.
Yeah. Say that what? I didn't understand. What'd you say?
Yeah, like all the ventriloquists doing the technique, we all sound like Johnny Carson with the denture slurring, you know.
Johnny Carson didn't have dentures.
Grow up. By the way, Alonzo, I loved you in the Green Book.
Oh, thank you. Well, it was hard, and I had to get this guy to drive me around. You know.
You're a talent, and
yeah,
I'm really getting very weirdly attracted to your hair lip.
No what?
Your hair lip.
It's not a hair lip. It's just a little swagger. I got a little swagger on the old facial. Look, it's not a hair lip. Look.
You get a little stroke.
It's no, it's kind of the Sylvester Stallone type look, you know. You're good.
Hey, whatever you want to tell yourself, all right.
Yeah, so that's what I told myself. That's what you told me. Yeah, I kind of did tell myself thing of him.
Before we go into our last section, I have a question for Nadia, but this is very, very serious and important. Nadia, do you think after the show's over and we go off camera, do you think there's any chance of all for a little romance between you and Arthur?
Let me tell you something, Carrie. I will remember this interview and all the panelists as long as it takes to get to the toilet.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Amazing. Well, of course, everyone watching the show will know that this is a lot of fun, but there are also three guys who are world-class ventriloquists and obviously making this. So we're actually going to meet the humans next to these dolls, dummies, puppet. Michael Paul, how are you, Michael?
Hey, you guys. Thanks for letting us use. This is a nice little change to not have to worry about lip technique. And I just want to give props to the two other ventriloquists. I'm admirers of them as people and as performers.
Brilliant, Michael. Stay on camera, please. And Steve Hewlett there with Arthur Lager. Steve, how are you?
Sorry, my arm was stuck in the chair, so I had to get out of that. You're right, guys. This has been good fun, but I'm aching down there. It's not easy, is it? Not easy in quarantines. Now you know what we feel like. Hello, they're nice to see humans. Yeah, it's good to be back. Hello, Terry. You're right.
Brilliant, Steve. It was great. And finally, a really late notice, but joining us today, welcome Mark Murchett. Mark, how are you?
Hey, I am happy. And just for this TAD Talk, I put on my Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Cliff Booth outfit, you know, and let me put my religion back inside my shirt, you know, so yeah, I got the Cliff Booth. If you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, if you're Cliff Booth, I'm Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, hamburger. Oh, Nadia. Arthur, Steve Hewitt, nice to meet you in the flesh, you know, and it's nice to meet Terry, and, you know, we need work. We all need work.
Well, look.
I'm just going to cut the puppets up and use them as face masks.
Did you get permission from Ron Lucas?
It's a godsend everybody wearing masks these days because it will just cover up the bad ventriloquists, wouldn't it? So they get away with it. So
absolutely. Well, look, it's been an amazing show. It's probably the funniest and hardest show I've ever had to conduct, but it was fantastic. Thanks to all three for joining us. Tomorrow on the show, we got three gay guests. We got Mike McManus from Queen Nation, Michelle Tyler from
Great guests.
Tribute.
Great.
What did I say?
Did you say
three gay guests?
3 gay guests. Am I coming back?
3 great.
You're gay? I thought I was doing so well with you.
It depends on what day it is. I'm lonely.
Wow, I thought it was out of control with just the puppets, but it just got worse. We have 3 great guests tomorrow. Mike McManus from Queen Nation, Michelle Tyler from Mirage, the Fleetwood Mac tribute, and from the UK, we've got Katie Markham, the world's best Adele tribute. Michael Paul.
Which one is gay and which one is gay? That's going to be the question.
That will be delivered at the end of the show tomorrow. Thanks to Michael, Paul, and Nadia, Steve Hewlett, and Arthur, and Mark Merchant, and Alonzo. You guys have been great today. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, guys. Good luck.
Who broke the world record in the no-water pill swallow with 27 capsules and 11 tablets? Who stole the silver in the not falling down in the shower competition? And who won the gold 2 Olympics in a row for the high jump?
Yeah, it would have been 3, but getting that wheelchair over the high bar is a bitch.
The world's oldest athlete, Nadia Coma. Send her to Tokyo. Or just tell her she's in Tokyo. She won't know the difference.